Okay, so what's up people and welcome back to part 15 of my Skyrim, noob mod adventure. So if you recall in our last episode, we were going up to see Paarthurnax. And so I'm right near his location, and I figured we could start now. Oh, there he is.
Dremyolok, greetings, Hundunik. I am Paarthurnax. Who are you? What brings you to my Strulmach, my mountain? Yes, Vaza. You speak true, Dovahkiin. Forgive me. It has been long since I held Tinvak with a stranger. I gave in to the temptation to prolong our speech. Evenar Balok, there are many hungers it is better to deny than to feed. Drechni Nakib, discipline against the lesser aids in Kachnar, denial of the greater. Tell me, why do you come here, Volan? Why do you intrude on my meditation? Drem, patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the Elder speaks first. Hear my Thum. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin. Why do you intrude here, if not for Tinvak? A gift, Dovahkiin. You'll understand fire as the Dove do. As mortal, but as Dova.
So I guess I'm supposed to show him that I can shout the fire breath?
Do not be afraid. Fasnu, let me feel the power of your Thum. Ah, yes. Sosedo Vlostmul, the dragon blood runs strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind. So, you have made your way here to me. No easy task for a Jor, mortal. Even for one of Dovasos, dragon blood. What would you ask of me? Ah, I have expected you, Proda. You would not come all this way for Tinvak with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin. are very protective of me, Bachlan Fadon. But I do not know the Thum you seek, Croesus. It cannot be known to me. Your kind, Jor, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our Hadrime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts. Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this Thum? Yes, Alduin, Zemach, the elder brother, gifted, grasping, and troublesome, as is so often the case with firstborn. But why? Why must you stop Alduin?
Yeah, it's right. Isn't the Dragonborn?
True, but Kostid, prophecy, tells what may be, not what should be. Kostid Salo Ak. Just because you can do a thing does not always mean you should. Do you have no better reason for acting than destiny? Are you nothing but a plaything of Des, of fate? And so perhaps your destiny will be fulfilled. Who can say? Des Motmahus, even to the Dove who ride the currents of time, destiny is elusive. Alduin believes that he will prevail, with good reason, Rakmul. And he is no fool, Nime, Rinnik Gutnol, far from it. He began as the wisest and most far-seeing of us all. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough, Croesus. Now I will answer your question. Do you know why I live here, at the peak of the Monavin, what you name Throat of the World?
Yeah, considering I didn't even know you were here.
This is the most sacred mountain in Skyrim, Sokravak Struma, the great mountain of the world. Here, the ancient tongues, the first mortal masters of the voice, brought Alduin to battle and defeated him. Yes and no. Viknuzny Karon. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him. The Nords of those days used the Dragonrend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. Ok Mulag Unslad. It was the Kell, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time. Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever, forever lost. Meye. I knew better. Tidbo Amativ. Time flows ever onward. One day, he would surface. Which is why I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when. Tid Krent. Time was shattered here because of what the ancient Nords did to Alduin. If you brought that Kell, that Elder Scroll back here to the Tid Ahran, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragonrend from those who created it.
Okay, well, that was a long speech.
Croesus, no. I know little of what has passed below in the long years I have lived here. You are likely better informed than I. Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. Your blood will show you the way.
That's not particularly comforting statement that I have to... My blood will tell me. I know he's talking about my instinct, but it almost sounds like I have to spill blood, my own blood, to find a way.
Dremyolok, greetings. Return it here to the Tid Ahran. Then, Kele Vomindok. Nothing is certain with such things. But I believe the scroll's bond with the Tid Ahran will allow you a seeing, a vision of the moment of its creation. Then you will feel, know Dragonrend in the power of its first expression. You will see them, Wuthfadon, my friends, Haken, Gormlaith, Feldir. The first mortals that I taught the Thum, the first tongues, the leaders of the rebellion against Alduin. They were mighty in their day, even to attempt to defeat Alduin. Sahrot Hun, the Nords have had many heroes since, but none greater. I cannot tell you in detail. I never heard it used. Kogan. It was the first Thum created solely by mortals. It was said to force a dragon to experience the concept of mortality. A truly von Mindoran. Incomprehensible idea to the immortal Dove. I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the Thum since long before that. But no, Dovahkiin. Others do not come here to train anymore. Saran, you are the first in over 100 years. I meditate on the Rotmulag, the words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me. Knowing a word of power is to take its meaning into yourself. Contemplate the meaning of a Rotmulag. You will become closer to that word as it fills your inner self. Will I teach you, Dovahkiin? What word calls you to deeper understanding? There are 3 to master: Fus, Faim, and Yol. It is called force in your tongue, but as you push the world, so does the world push back. Think of the way force may be applied effortlessly. Imagine but a whisper pushing aside all in its path. That is Fus. Let its meaning fill you. Sum Ark Mora. You will push the world harder than it pushes back. Lok Thum.
Okay, wow, that was seriously long. Well, it's actually, at least the beginning parts was quite interesting in its philosophy. So I can't remember if you defeat Alduin in this game or you just send them forward in time once again for the next Dragonborn to, take care of it. In any case, mod time. So let me go get some mods and then we'll meet at Wintercold after this. Okay, so I'm going to put on some mods that will help the look and feel of the game for this episode. 2 will be for gameplay and 1 will be for the environment. So for the gameplay, I will be putting in mods that will affect the heads-up display, the HUD. And the 2 of them I have are SkyHUD and ImmersiveHUD. And so SkyHUD is a mod that will modify the things that you typically see in the game. Things like the compass, the status bar, how much mana is left in your weapons or your armor, whatever you're using, right? Your staff or whatever. And it gives a little bit more of a nicer look to that. At least I think so. It may not really be that way. It's just maybe it looks different, and because of that, it may look nicer. But I was looking at some of these other games that had SkyHUD on there, and it looked really good. I especially liked the compass, and so I thought that I would, use this mod. Now, the real big advantage to SkyHUD is that you could actually modify in-game the controls of how these heads-up display work. And so that gives you some control with regards to what you can do with the HUD. And in fact, there are presets that you could download from Skyrim Nexus, which will modify even further the heads-up display. Now I'm just going to play it like vanilla because, the vanilla one looks really good. And I guess I've never played Oblivion, so I don't really know, but I guess one of the options that they're going to have is that it can look like the Oblivion game. And although I haven't played Oblivion, I did look at it and I thought that layout looked the best. So I'm going to load up SkyHUD, and I'm going to load it up using the Oblivion layout. Now, as far as ImmersiveHUD, this is an interesting one. When you're kind of running through the game, you have all these little compasses and things stuck in the screen, and so it kind of takes you away from the immersive nature of the game. And so what ImmersiveHUD does is it makes those things disappear when you don't need them. And when you do, such as when you're in battle and you start losing hit points, or when you're using magic and you start losing mana points, that's when these displays come up, or when you're looking at the compass, or when you draw your weapon and it has like the type of arrows you're using and things like that, or the amount of charge that's left in your magical weapon. Those types of things will come up as you use them. So for example, the crosshairs in the game will only come up if you're using a ranged weapon, such as a staff or a spear or a bow and arrow, right? And if you switch to something like a sword, then that heads up that crosshairs disappears. And so it will switch around to whatever is necessary and then get rid of them when you don't need them. And so it turns out to be a very nice way of getting a little bit more immersive nature of just being in the game when you're just running around. But then when you actually go into battle or start using your spells or something like that, that's when the heads-up display comes back. Okay, so the other one, the environment one, is for icicles. And I think it's called reflective and transparent icicles, or transparent and reflective icicles. I can't remember which one it was. But in any case, it actually improves the look and feel of this icicles. I've used this before in vanilla Skyrim, not Skyrim SE, and I liked it a lot. And so I thought that I would bring it back on here again. The icicles always looked really strange to me for the game. Everything else looked reasonably good, but the icicles always looked really strange. And so this at least helps make it look a little bit better. And so I'm going to load all three of these mods up and then head on off to Winterhold. And once we get to Winterhold, we could continue on with this quest for the Elder Scrolls and see how far we can go in this episode. Okay, so let me go do what I need to do. Okay, so we're up in Winterhold, and you can already see, oh, the bear is having a good time. You can already see that the status bar is now to the left only, and the immersive mod, or immersive HUD, just made it disappear. You don't see anything, no compass, no crosshairs, nothing, unless I press the key to, bring them up, or I do one of these actions that make it automatically come up. So let me try this, and this should bring out the crosshairs. Yeah, there it is. Okay. It's so tiny. I can't see that. You can see it right in the middle of the screen. Now if I change this to... yeah, okay, if I change this to a sword, it disappears. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, I don't want to piss off this guard here, so I'm not going to do anything.
Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. Don't worry about us. We're not suspicious. Okay, so let's go off to Winterhold and take a look at the Elder Scrolls quest. Now, I came here specifically because of the icicles, also. But, I don't know if there's any difference. Oh, there may be. From the top, they do look a lot more transparent. Although they should be a lot more transparent. They do look a little bit nicer, maybe, but it might be a figment of my imagination. Anyway, I'm gonna figure this out as we go along. Wow, this place always looked nice. I'm really starting to like how this game looks. Oh, let's talk to this.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary.
I'm not sure what happened. A monk from the Sijic Order. Here
Are you still dwelling on that? That was like way long time ago.
I hope we didn't offend him somehow. Beyond asking for you, he never said. Very strange indeed.
Oh, there's that Augur of Dunlin. I still need to finish that thing.
Has Tolfdir been telling stories again? I thought I made it quite clear that this was a subject inappropriate for conversation. Please, don't allow him to continue to discuss the subject. Now, if you'll excuse me.
If there are any problems, let me know.
Huh?
It's my job to keep things running smoothly.
Oh, okay.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime.
Wow, these guys talk to me a lot. Considering they want to be left alone, they talk to you a lot. Oh, this isn't, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. I wasn't sure where I needed to go. The library is over here, right?
Day-to-day operations are
also,
my responsibility, which means if you come...
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim. I'm sure you can figure it out on your own. If you can't, perhaps Urag has a book you can read. No, I can't. I have enough to keep me busy. View it as a chance to hone your craft.
Maybe I could,
I need some more supplies.
do some
Can you help out with
favors,
that?
and then maybe he'll let me teach me how to enchant.
I'm running low on Grand Soul gems. If you can bring me 3 more, that would be helpful.
Oh, we got him? Oh, okay, so let's just give it to him.
So you do. Thank you. This will help quite a bit.
Oh, that's it, eh? I
There's
think I
nothing
lost
more
money.
I can teach you. Until next time.
Well, that was kind of useless. Yeah, Grand Soul Gems are like 500 gold pieces, and he only gave me 700 for 3 of them, so that was a loss. Oh, what are you doing up here? Whoa! Yeah, this animal companion can be tricky, especially a big bear like that. Oh, I think I had books.
Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand?
Oh, look at that. It has something for the Elder Scroll.
What do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just saying it's errand?
I didn't hear any of that. Stupid bear.
I knew it. Everyone comes in here expecting my help, but they don't even have the proper questions. An Elder Scroll is an instrument of immense knowledge and power. To read an Elder Scroll, a person must have the most rigorously trained mind, or else risk madness. Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price. The simplest way to put it is knowledge, but there's nothing simple about an Elder Scroll. It's a reflection of all possible futures and all possible pasts. Each reader sees different reflections through different lenses, and may come away with a different reading. But at the same time, all of it is true, even the falsehoods, especially the falsehoods.
What the heck does that mean? How do you know about
would
it if you
take a
didn't
month
read
to
it?
explain to you how that very question doesn't even make sense. The scrolls exist here, with us, but also beyond and beneath, before and after. They are bits of divine-made substance, so we could know them.
So
Sorry,
they're
talking
everywhere.
about the scrolls,
and
you usually
they're
end up in
nowhere.
irritating and vague metaphors like that. Some people who study them devoutly go mad.
Well, listening to you, I could understand why they might go mad.
You think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it.
Okay.
What about? Wait, were you the one the Greybeards were calling? I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much.
Well, that was
Don't
easy.
get your hopes
So
up.
anybody could
Most
say,
of the
I'm the
lies
Dragonborn,
living
and then
rumor
this guy
and
will say,
conjecture.
oh, okay. The Elder Scrolls are protected by everything we have, and not the greatest thief can get them.
As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study, but more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can.
Well, good
I've
for
heard
you.
whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us. If you're feeling adventurous, I'm always looking for someone to procure valuable books from some more dangerous locations. Well, all right, here. I scribbled down the last place I'd heard about. Check it out, but be careful.
Okay. Okay, well. So we can go look for the Elder Scroll and a few books. Oh. Stupid bear. Okay, I think I'm done for this episode. I just
Here
wanted
you
to
go.
take a look at
Try
the...
not to spill anything on them.
Oh, you gave me the books. Some reading later on offline. Yes. Okay, now we're finished with this episode. Okay, so I'm going to continue on to play this, and we can figure out where to go for the next one, you know, the Elder Scroll, finding it. And I'll continue to add more mods as we go along. But yeah, I'm starting to really like how this game is looking. It looks a lot nicer than, of course, the vanilla one, which it should, considering how many mods we put on. And the gameplay is starting to look pretty good as well, such as the fighting, or the perks, or the spells that you can get. But in any case, yeah, we'll continue on and see how this goes. So I hope you join me in my next episode. And until then, happy adventuring, happy modding, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.